Welcome, anime lovers! Are you a fan of romance and names? Do you crave heartwarming stories filled with love, laughter, and a guaranteed happy ending? Search no more! We have compiled an exclusive list of the top 20 romance animes that will leave you brimming with joy. These animes have touched the hearts of millions with their captivating narratives, lovable characters, and beautiful conclusions. So get ready to experience a roller coaster of emotions as we dive into the most enchanting tales of love ever told. From blossoming first crushes to epic love stories, we've got it all covered. So sit back, relax, and prepare to be enamored by some of the most endearing animes ever created.
Reality-altering anime, Kimi no Na wa, or Your Name, is far from being your average happy love story. As the stars fell from the sky, the lives of two young souls change forever. Mitsuha Miyamizu and Taki Tachibana are two high school students, dreaming of each other's lives, without a clue that the other exists. While you wait for these two characters to meet, as in usual love stories, the story will leave you baffled when they switch bodies out of the blue. The movie follows them on their journey as they get to know each other and their lives, slowly but surely, to love this person they now share a life with. This sheer masterpiece spins out the entwined lives of Miyamizu and Tachibana as they try to find their way through distance and tragedy to each other. Though the movie may have its tear-jerking moments, this romance movie ends on a happy...
お互いに意識はしてたけど。
Tsukigakiri. Alright, those who watch this anime might say the ending was anticlimactic, and the real happy ending was shown during the end credits. But it's a happy ending nevertheless. It starts off when inspiring writer Kotaro Azumi and track team member Akane Mizuno end up in the same class. Now these two are much different from the other couples, as the romance takes some time to evolve and develop. At first, it's just innocent looks and hidden desires, but the two of them soon find their love for each other. But love doesn't come without its challenges, and the anime follows the struggles of them as they try to complete their final high school year. It's a great anime that is at times cute, at times melancholic, and other times brimming with subtle comedy. If you haven't watched it, then let me tell you. Standing tall at the top of our list is Love Complex, which, as the name points out, follows the complicated love story of a pair of high schoolers, Riza Kaizumi and Atsushi Otani. The pair seems ordinary enough until you compare their heights. Kazumi towers at 5 feet 8 inches, and Otani is a midgety 5 foot 1 inch. So when super tall Ryoju Suzuki shows up in her class, Kazumi falls head over heels for him because for once, here was a guy who was taller than her. On the other end of the class, Otani was falling for the shy little Chiharu Tanaka. Vertically challenged Kaizumi and Otani team up to help each other get their crushes. Their plans miserably fail when Suzuki and Tanaka end up dating each other. Still, this teamwork got Kaizumi catching feelings for Otani. This anime has a wonderful mix of love, confusion, and general amounts of bickers and banters to keep you hooked to the very end. Let's move on to anime that doesn't focus entirely on romance, but also fits our niche with Gosick. Okay, I mentioned this video is about romance anime, and Gosick belongs to the romance genre as well, but dwells more on the mystery and history of the setting. The romance of the two main characters is slowly developed over time, and only in the final arc, the two begin to realize their love for each other. It follows the romance between a foreigner named Kazuyu Kujo and a girl named Victorique de Blois. The former is a student, and the latter is a student plus detective. Sort of like lolly Sherlock Holmes who actually smokes a pipe. Gosick has slow pacing to its romance, but it's without a doubt one of the best. It also discusses the theme of war and freedom. Plus, Victorique has a tragic past that always comes to haunt her. If you need something with the feels, but has a happy ending, then this is the anime.
私、誤解が解けたのって初めてかもし。
We have Kimi ni Todaki. Appearances can be deceiving. The person you may look like may be completely different from the person you're pretending to be. This is the case with Sawaka Kurodama, who is nicknamed Sadako, and thought to have an angry and evil personality. But in truth, Sawako is innocent and has a desperate urge to make friends, as well as to get close to Kazuhaya, the cheerful popular boy of the school. She plans to do this during the test of courage. And during that test, she not only plans to befriend Kazuhaya, but also to make some new friends as well. Little does she know how much change her plans would bring to the lives of her new friends. Kimi ni Todaki has a unique premise, and by not surviving on the usual tropes the genre has established, this anime manages to stand unique and special.
るわよ。鎖も外してあげない。
The familiar of Zero tells the story of a seemingly ordinary boy whisked away to a world of magic. And no, we're not talking about Harry Potter. From contemporary Japan, Saito Hiraga is summoned into the magical kingdom of Hulkagenia as a familiar to the borderline sadistic mage, Luis Francosi. Adding insult to injury, Luis makes him wash her clothes, sleep on a bed of hay, and whips him if he upsets her. Despite being a self-obsessed member of nobility, Luis is hopeless at magic, earning the nickname Luis the Zero. Unsurprisingly, as Saito and Luis's friendship grows, they fall in love with each other. But this isn't just another tale of submission and love. The story soon expands to encompass a magical Europe plagued by the class politics of magi over non-magi, twisting into a gripping tale of politics and a romantic... Landing next on our list of romance anime with happy endings is Tada Never Falls in Love. Now, I brought this in my Popular Girl Falls for Unpopular Boy video as well, but I'm seriously starting to love this show, and I cannot recommend it enough. This one's main character is Mitsuyoshi Tada. He one day assists a lost foreigner named Teresa, and soon they realize they visit the same school. Tada is also a good photographer, and has some painful past memories. The anime follows his relationship with his friends, and how he and Teresa get together as a couple. It's one of those unique romance animes that develops its romance slowly, and then begins to show how much true love can withstand fate. But don't worry, it's all smiles at the end. Otherwise, I wouldn't be including it on the list. And hey, this time our girl is actually a foreigner instead of a Japanese girl. But on the other hand, this anime still happens in high school. I mean, what other place to develop romance than in a high school, right? No, before you say it, this is not connected to ReZero. But it does have some supernaturalism mixed into its backstory though. Following the scenario of The Matrix, 27-year-old Arata Kaizaki is given a mysterious pill, claiming it could change his life. Well, it does change his life, by transforming him into a 17-year-old. Soon he realizes this is part of a science experiment, and he is one of its main subjects. Now he needs to attend a school as a transfer student. Not that hard, right? I mean, the guy in truth is 27 years old, but he can barely keep up with his studies. And things also change when he meets Chizuru. No, not that Chizuru. A rather silent girl who lacks social skills. And along comes the comedic and bizarre adventures of Arata's high school. And without a doubt, you're going to enjoy it.
もう来ないかと思ったわ。もしかしてマゾヒスト？
What does it feel like to be rejected and resented? Origairu is one of the few love stories that captures the harsher sides of love. Discriminated, isolated, and pragmatic to a fault, with a complementary set of dead fish eyes. Hachiman Hikigaya is the epitome of bitter and resentful. Hikigaya is forced to join a club by his teacher, a club with only one member, President Yukino Yukinoshita, or the Ice-Cold Beauty. She believes it is the duty of the exceptional to help with the lost lambs of the world, and her club extends a helping hand to any student who seeks support. The perfect company for a pessimist. Eventually, the two hard-boiled characters learn to open up to each other and admit their feelings, but only after trials of confusion and misunderstandings. Don't be disheartened by the focus on the bitter truth of the youthful romance. The show, at its core, is actually funny, with plentiful dashes of sarcastic humor, guaranteed to keep you... We have Snow White with the red hair. You don't find the seven dwarfs or the evil stepmother here, but you'll get some evil princesses along the way. The story follows Shirayuki, an apothecary living in a peaceful village. But when the evil Prince Raji sets his eyes upon her, he almost forces her to become his concubine. Shirayuki escapes, but is found by Zen, another prince of a neighboring country. Now, to repay the debt, she decides to work as a court herbalist in the new court. The threat of Raji seems to have not passed away so easily. With Snow White with the red hair, you get a nice fairy tale resembling a love story. Plus, with the combination of minor policies and morally dubious characters, you'll get a story that you'll definitely be able to... Chan's encounters leading to love takes a whole new twist in Maid-sama, when Takumi Usi finds out that Ayuzawa works as a part-time maid. Having a part-time job isn't so bad. but it's disastrous for the demon president, aptly nicknamed by the boys in her school for her strict disciplinary style. Ayuzawa is threatened by blackmail when the popular boy in school, Takumi Usi, discovers her submissive maid persona. Usi is immediately smitten with Ayuzawa and uses his droll personality to push her buttons while bringing her closer to him. As the story goes, Mizuki's revealed to be not quite the man-hating tyrant, and Usi is not the cold, unfeeling ladies' man either. Despite the relationship development being a little slow, the series does end with a bang, and has a very touching and satisfying conclusion, with its incredible artwork and tons of great comedy. This anime is one for the watch list for all you rom-com fans. Can you really trust your closest friends? Kokoro Connect puts his friendship, trust, and love through a one-of-a-kind test, finding no school club they truly fit in. 5 students decide to make their own club, dubbed the Student Cultural Research Club. The club consists of a rather motley crew of students, a hardcore wrestling fan, an indecisive optimist, a calm computer genius, a petite karate practitioner, and the class clown. All is well until the 5 are suddenly thrown into a mess of body switching. Everyone has their own darkest secrets, desires, painful memories, and insecurities. And as bonds are made, strengthened, or broken in this confusing trial, Taichi and Lori figure out the truth to the love they felt. Himiko finds her sharp attitude softening to one person in particular. And the perverse Yoshifumi makes the unlikeliest connection with androphic Yui. Kokoro Connect succeeds in blending comedic school life shenanigans with more serious emotional moments, a testament to the quality of its gripping writing. So, taking a dive into the deeper and more symbolic stories, we have Golden Time. Banri Tada has lost his memories and is followed around by his spirit, possessing all the lost memories. Newly admitted into law school, he runs into Mitsuo Yanagisawa, who was trying to escape Koko Kaga, his childhood friend he'd promised to marry. Koko enrolls in the college herself, walks to Mitsuo, and then hits him across the face with a bouquet of roses before leaving. Meanwhile, Banri finds himself falling for Kaga, but his spirit is in love with Linda, Banri's former best friend who also attended the same college. Golden Time is like a puzzle, each episode providing a single piece as Banri collects his lost memories. The hints and tools you need to solve the puzzle are all provided for you in the show, but you have to keep an eye out for them for a truly satisfying. Next up, we have Wolf Girl and the Black Prince. Here comes another tale of appearances gone wrong. Honestly, stop judging anime characters based on their appearance. In Wolf Girl and the Black Prince, we have Erika Shinohara, who have friends who have boyfriends. Afraid that she'll be ignored by her clique, she takes a random photo with a stranger and claims that she has a boyfriend as well. But as it turns out, this random stranger is the most popular boy in the school, and not a person with a very kind heart. When he gets to know about this, he agrees to protect Erika's secret, only under one condition. She should become his wolf girl. Erika learns that this boy is no prince, and rather a more cruel and cold-hearted cynic who loves to play dirty pranks on her. At times, this anime is a comedy, and other times, it's just Erika trying to understand her black prince. It has the good girl, bad boy tropes. So if you are a fan of that, plus a happy ending, then give this show a watch. Okay, I take back my previous statement, because next up, we have romance in the workplace. And wotakoi, love is hard for an otaku. Enough about high school, because this time, we have adults. But sometimes being an adult sucks, because you'll need to hide your otaku nature from your coworkers. Such is the case of Narumi Momose. She is a hard otaku, but doesn't want to reveal it to the others. Things take a drastic turn when she meets an old high school friend named Hirotaka Nifuji. Now, Narumi's entire life is at stake, up until Hirotaka proposes to her. Narumi had broken up with her previous boyfriend because of her otaku nature, so when another otaku proposes to her, she immediately agrees. Then we follow their bizarre romance. If you're familiar with anime like Monthly Girls Nazaki-kun, then this romance would definitely feel familiar. Not because it's similar, but it does have the same feel of comedic tension to it. If you need laughs plus a happy ending, then this anime is... The next time your friends give you a crazy dare, maybe take it a little serious. Because in My First Girlfriend is Gao, what started off as a dare from his crazed friends actually turns into something long-lasting. As Junichi Hashiba watches in dismay at his schoolmates coupling up, his friends force him to ask out the fashionable and pretty Yukane Yami. Although she suspects that Junichi is a virgin and that all he wants to do is sleep with her, she agrees agrees to be his girlfriend. Underneath all her promiscuous appearance, Yukani is very caring and even seeks her friend's advice often on how to relate to Junichi better. Junichi eventually learns that there is more to a relationship than just sex. He tries to be a better and well-behaved guy when he learns that Yukani genuinely likes him. This is the perfect anime to watch if you're in the mood for something lighthearted with some hilarious relationship attempts from clueless high schoolers. If you've ever tried to escape those embarrassing times in middle school, you will find yourself relating to love, chunibyo, and other delusions more than you'd like to admit. Yuta Togashi's is your average high schooler, eager to escape his embarrassing middle school chunibyo with a fresh start in a new high school. Enter Takanashi Rika, who is still a devoted chunibyo and knows Yuta's former not-so-glory days as the Dark Master. So much for an escape. Despite Rika being his personalized hell, Yuta accepts her and even uses his abandoned Dark Flame Master persona to cheer Rika up. The series is bucket loads of comedy laced with progressive love. As the characters grow closer, Rika realizes that her emotions are not of respect, but genuine love. The feelings become mutual as Yuta learns more of Rika's tragic past and sees her endearing benevolent sides. This story is in no way short of cutesy, heartwarming scenes with a soundtrack that you will play on your heartstrings till you're giddy.
私は何?
3 we have Seikano, How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend. Now you must have seen plenty of isekai anime, but have you noticed the actual process of developing a game? Well, not exactly a game, but this time it's a visual novel. Seikano tells the story of 5 high schoolers who try to make a visual novel based on a girl named Megumi Kato. The head of the team, the nerdy Tomoya, soon begins to understand the values of Megumi more than just the game's idol. Similar to anime like Gosek, it adopts the romance slowly, and at times it's even a harem, with all the girls falling in for the main character. Another time it's a comedy that parodies all the usual tropes in romance anime. But the final movie, without a doubt, is one of the best romance animes I've ever watched. Not only is it a happy ending, but it also does the romance so well that the ending will make you feel nostalgic. Looks could not be more deceiving than the crazy duo in Torodoro, as they form an unlikely alliance to get their crushes. Nobody notices Ryuji Takasu's gentle and caring persona, all because of his intimidating eyes. Then there's this tiny, doll-like Taiga Ayasaka, whose unruly hair matches her violent temper when she accidentally slips a love letter meant for Yuzaka Kitamaru in Ryuji's bag. She decides to induce amnesia with a quick blow to Ryuji's head with a wooden katana. For the love of his life, literally, Ryuji insists that a crush is nothing to be embarrassed and reveals his crush on Minori Kushida. The duo decides to form an alliance once they realize that they have a crush on each other's best friends. Every character has a backstory for their behavior in this unpredictable love story. It will take you on the most unusual journey of love and comedy, with twists and turns gracefully revealing the depth of well-crafted character.
愛しているよ。
Finally, taking the #1 spot on our romance anime with happy endings is Ituzaro na Kiss, or Itakiss for short. This is another shoujo anime, as the romance might not be for everyone, but it is definitely one of the best I've watched. This follows Kotoko Aihara, who was forced to share a roof with the schools, and possibly Japan's smartest student, Naoki Iri. Kotoko has had a crush on Naoki for some time, but things were a little messed up after her love letter. Now that they are living in the same house, Kotoko finds a better chance to confess to Naoki, but there will still seem to be some challenges, such as a quirky mother and several peculiar friends. Itakiss will grip your heart with its comedy and romance, and even though it's for a female audience, the romance can be enjoyed by anyone. It does follow some usual tropes, but in the end, what matters more than the couple getting a good end?
And there you have it, the top 20 romance animes with happy endings that are guaranteed to warm your heart and bring a smile to your face. Whether you're a hopeless romantic or simply in need of a pick-me-up, these animes will not disappoint. Love knows no boundaries in the world of animation, and we hope these tales of love and happiness have touched your soul. Let us know in the comments which anime is your favorite, and if there are any other romance animes that deserve a spot on this list. Remember, love conquers all.